Louisiana now joins at least 17 other states that have banned TikTok on state devices. In December, Commissioner of Administration Jay Darden announced that state employees in Louisiana cannot use the app on government-used devices. He's here today to expand on the issue. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So let's get started. I mean, you're not the first state official to raise concerns about this TikTok app. I mean, first it was the Secretary of State, and now we have the Louisiana Superintendent that's also concerned. So can you explain what this TikTok ban actually is, and is it really a ban?
Well, it really isn't a ban, it's a blocking. The devices are blocked when you're in one of the state buildings controlled by the executive branch of government, by the governor. So it's not a complete ban. You can still access TikTok on your phone if you're not at work, if you're not in a building. So to that extent, it's a blocking rather than a ban.
So it's really just about being on state Wi-Fi, things like that. If you're on your employer's Wi-Fi in a state building, you can't use it.
That's right. If you're a state employee on your phone, primarily driven by cybersecurity concerns. This is what I think has gotten most of the attention nationwide, and certainly was the issue that was raised to us when we started having this discussion after the Secretary of State made the ban. We have a very sophisticated cybersecurity program in the state of Louisiana that's been very successful, and there are lots of threats out there, and obviously our interest is to make certain that we don't provide easy access for anyone to be able to create ransomware attacks and cyber challenges.
So that's the concern, is ransomware attacks and things like that?
Yes, we've unfortunately have experienced those in the past, and so we're very conscious of that, and we've put a lot of resources in making certain we can prevent as much as possible and deal with quickly any kind of attack that happens to a governmental entity.
I mean, this isn't the first time people have brought up concerns about TikTok. I mean, this issue has been something that's been brought up nationally, I think, since 2020. So why is it that now we're seeing those bans come into play? I mean, this isn't the first state that this has happened in.
And I think it's kind of like a wildfire. It's just taken effect. As people have seen other states take action, they have taken action as well. And that's certainly what happened in our case when this started getting some attention statewide, and the Secretary of State really initiated the discussion about it, to his credit, with the initial ban or blocking on their devices. And we thought it was a very good and appropriate idea for the state to take similar action.
Do you think this is at all a political issue? Because, like I said, this has been brought up since 2020, and a lot of people have had concerns about this.
Well, it's really a bipartisan issue. Cybersecurity is a concern for everybody, be you Democrat, Republican, or Independent. So from our standpoint, it's not political. It's to make certain that we're protecting ourselves to the maximum extent possible against a cyber attack.
So just to be clear, I mean, when you hear the word ban, it's very scary. And for regular people that don't work in government, are they also going to be blocked whenever they come into state buildings if they want to use TikTok?
Well, we'll have a mechanism of blocking within a state building, so I don't think you're going to be able to access TikTok when you're in a state building. But the ban, to the extent that the ban term is used, it really is inaccurate, because we're simply blocking access to that particular site while you're in a state building and while you're on a phone that has access to that site.
So ByteDance is the name of the company that owns TikTok, and that is a company that is run in China, and they do have other social media apps. Do we anticipate seeing any other bans or blocks on any other apps this year?
If our security people, our cybersecurity people, express concern to us about a particular app that may provide easier access from a cybersecurity standpoint, we would take appropriate action.
Is there anything else people should know about this block on TikTok?
I don't think so.
All right, so everything's pretty straightforward. Just don't use this on state devices, and just make sure that you're safe.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kara.